Hello, I'm Steve. This is the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. This one-on-one customer support helps you to make the best decision for your application. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful, as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here we have this residential application, and there is going to be a pool area over here that I did not place in there. But essentially we have this structure here. There's a couple of seating arrangements here, a couple tables here and on the right, and then there's a reclining area in the center and a bar area over here with a barbecue. I didn't put the barbecue in here, but so those are the four areas essentially that we are going to attempt to heat properly. And let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions real quick. So overall dimensions, this here dimensions 44 feet long from this wall here to the outside edge. And then I have I believe it's 9 foot height here. Yeah, 9 foot height here, and it could be 10 foot, it could be, 9.5 foot. I have it at 9. And the very top of the arch up here at 15 foot. Each one of these sections here are at 13.8, each one of the three. And then this space here, I didn't really measure it, but it's essentially just this one space that we're going to really concentrate on here. So leave it at that. All right, and I'll mention over here. So this overall space here that that this patio structure covers is about 640 square feet roughly. And that being said, it calls for either 5.6 or 5.1 units depending on how much heat you really want. So I would probably go with the 5.6, but I'm going to show you that I'm going to only put in 5 here, and there's a reason why. So let's see if there's anything else. I think that's about it. These doorways aren't going to be an issue as long as they swing inwards, especially this one over here. Other than that, I don't think that would truly be an issue anyways, but that's something just to keep in mind. So over here you'll see that we have the Sunpak model. This could be the S34 or the TSH. It's available in stainless steel or black, and it's gas fired at 34,000 BTUs. The TSH is a 2-stage where you can adjust the heat to let me turn off this dimension. You can adjust it from 25,000 BTUs to 34,000 BTUs, one or the other. There's no in between that. So it just gives you some adjustment based on what you might want for that particular day and climate. So I placed these units centered in each one of these locations. And you can see here that with the fireplace here, you can actually subtract this space here from that overall dimension at the 640, which would probably be more like 600 or something of that nature, but you can eliminate that, and obviously you're not sitting in this space here, so that's why I said it. It called for 5.6, but 5 units would probably be sufficient for this. I don't think there's a need to put another one somewhere in front of a nice looking fireplace, so we're going to leave it at that. And also I mounted the units so that they are in the center of this beam, just so that it looked a little bit proper. This bracket here is, I want to say 6 inches, but I got too much in my head. Yeah, so 6 inches is the bracket itself, and I think I have this beam here going at 8 inches, something of that nature. So let me delete that real quick and then go back to these dimensions and just show you that the clearance on this is 8 inches from the wall to the back edge of the heater. So from this beam to the back edge of the heater is 8 inches, and then from the top edge here to the ceiling is 17 inches, and you can see here I have that 17 inches, and it's actually set back to here. So with this slope here, there's no issue with regards to the clearance when you use the shortest cut point of the bracket, which brings the heater just 8 inches off of the edge here. So just so you can see that. I think that's about it for this side here. And then over here, this is bar stool seating height, so you're closer to the unit, and also, yeah, that's it. And the ceiling over here is, flat ceiling, so I'm gonna elect to put a slimline unit in here. I think the slimline just looks a lot better. Now you could use a slimline 3000 watt unit, which would be probably the best idea, just because of the fact that at bar stool seating height you're so much closer to the heater, and you're probably standing over here. There's a barbecue, so you don't need a whole lot of heat when you're standing, nor do you need as much as in a bar stool as you would in a reclining space down here. So this, I would recommend a 3000 watt. You could go to a 4000 watt. The 3000 watt is a unit that you can actually put a INF, which is a timer style switch, which would allow you to, it's an incremental timer basically, and it allows you to have the unit come on and off at different increments of time, which is kind of like an adjustment, although the heater fully turns on and fully turns off. So if you think about it as a cycle of time, this is say 17 seconds. If you had it on 0.5 of that 17 seconds, or position 5, that would be on for 8.5 seconds, off for 8.5 seconds, and that gives you some flexibility with regards to the output of the heater itself. But it's a lot more inexpensive than a full control system. So, but that can only be used on an appliance that is less than 15 amps. So the 3000 watt unit would allow you to do that. And you could, I know this is probably something where you wouldn't want this in the middle of the space here. This would be the best location, but you could put it over here and then aim the beam out this direction. But I would probably want to do it something like this. And we'll go ahead and look at the rays now. And I just have this centered within the space of the the little bar stool table here, so, or I should say bar. And let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. You can see with this unit here, we're producing plenty of heat for this space. If you moved it over here and aimed it over there, you'd probably be okay with that. You might want to go to a 4000 watt unit if you did that, because now the ray has to travel a little bit further, but it might not be necessary either. So again, in the center, no problem. And also you could go with a 3000 watt unit, run wires for a 4000 watt unit, and then upgrade it down the road if you wanted to, but you could not use that INF switch that I was talking about before. All right, so let's look over here. So with the S34s or TSHs, you can, I think I mentioned these are available in stainless and black, so yeah. You can see here we got really good coverage of each one of these locations. We do have gaps in between each one, so if that's something that you're concerned about, then you would want to not center these units within the span here, but actually just move them over approximately a couple of feet. I would say maybe, there's about 24 feet right there, or 24 inches right there. I'll go maybe a foot and a half, let's call it that, and that would give you a more uniform heat throughout the whole entire space. But you'd have to do the same over here in order to do that. But let's just go back here. All right, and so anyways, you can see though that each one of these locations are fairly well covered. This area here, I do have the heater centered. I don't have the chairs perfectly centered, so you'd have to move the chair a little bit in order to be into that ray. But obviously you are in that ray, and if you had the fireplace going here, you may not even want that heater on, or you might want to turn it to the 25,000 BTU output if you got the TSH. So all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Again, please tap that like button. We don't advertise. We're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel unless we receive your appreciation by giving us a thumbs up, and we really appreciate it. Have a great day.